Read all about it. The liberal media shifting into overdrive this week, trying to catch, with gotcha moments, several prominent Republicans in those gotcha things. Did they give one side the same treatment as the other side? Let's take a look. Adriana Cohen is a radio talk show host and columnist for the Boston Herald. She joins us from Washington. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve. Great to be with you.
It's great to have you as well. Scott Walker, according to the latest Quinnipiac poll, is the #1 guy out in Iowa among the Republicans, and yet he was mocked for his faith. He said at a speech in Nashville, he said, quote, "I am still trying to decipher if this is God's calling about whether or not to run for president." And then this fella, this tweeter, this blogger, on a political blog, said Governor Scott Walker's office was unable to provide any transcripts of his conversations with God, that according to Tegan Goddard. You know, I don't remember, I've heard the president talk about how he talks to God for inspiration. Sure. I don't remember him getting mocked.
That's right. I mean, clearly, again, this is liberals taking attacks unfairly against a rising GOP star. You know, it's just shameful, Steve. Millions of Americans and people all over the world believe in God. They believe in religion. They pray to God. They have a relationship with God. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a good thing. And it should never be mocked. People should never be felt ashamed to have a relationship with God. So clearly this blogger was totally out of line. And I'm glad he apologized. But I read his apology online, and it seemed really insincere, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right about that. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton was channeling one of the acceptance speeches from the Oscars a couple of days ago. She was giving a speech out in Silicon Valley when she said this about women's pay.
A woman with a bachelor's degree here tends to make 60% less than a man with the same degree.
Okay, and a night or two before, Patricia Arquette had said essentially the same thing. It's time for that out at the Oscars. But she has a problem, Hillary does, with pay, because between 2002 and 2008, female staffers for her as Secretary of State got $15,000 less than men. It's about a 28% gender wage gap.
Sure. I mean, clearly that's a huge hypocrisy, and Hillary Clinton needs to be held accountable for that. I wrote a column about this yesterday in the Boston Herald. You know, if the media, the left-leaning media, did their job, they should be researching this and reporting this to the American people. I mean, it's so phony that President Obama and Hillary Clinton claim they're for equal pay, but when we look at their staffs, men are being paid much more than women, and they're getting higher salaries. So these phony politicians need to walk the walk. And it's a shame that the media, like I said, is not doing their job. They should be telling the American people the truth.
Absolutely. Also, we should point out that at the White House, men make more than women do. Meanwhile, right. Adriana, one final gotcha thing. Rudy Giuliani was quoted at a dinner at the 21 Club about a week ago, where he said he questioned whether or not President Obama loved America. We're going to play what he said to us about that, and then put right next to that something crazy that Joe Biden said, which has gotten very little publicity. Listen to this.
Right.
In his rhetoric, I very rarely hear him say the things that I used to hear Ronald Reagan say, the things I used to hear Bill Clinton say about how much he loves America. I do hear him criticize America much more often than other American presidents.
It's a large, very identifiable Somali community. I might add, if you ever come to the train station with me, you'll notice that I have great relationships with them because there's an awful lot of driving cabs.
Really? Rudy had close to 10,000 media mentions, Biden about 100. Look at that.
I mean, clearly, exactly. There's just blatant media bias. The mainstream media is acting like a private PR firm for Democrats. We know this because what they do is they report the news that benefits Democrats and that hurts Republicans. And we see this over and over, and
Sure.
This is yet another example.
It is.
You know, with
Quickly.
Mayor Giuliani, the quick hypocrisy is that President Obama called President Bush unpatriotic.
That's
Yet
right.
The mainstream media gave him a pass on that when he was campaigning for president.
Good point.
But then Mayor Giuliani got attacked
Sure.
and received death threats for questioning the president's love of country. So there you go.
Adriana, thank you very much.